Hi, I'm Scott, and welcome to the third video in our little chess modeling series. So, kicking off today, we're going to sort out whatever I did on the back here. It's really easy to double extrude, and it looks like that's what I've done, where I've accidentally extruded our hinges twice, and they're a bit big now, and they have this additional edge loop that we don't need. So we'll fix that first, and then we're going to reduce the poly count on the rest of our mesh, because we have a lot of unnecessary polys kicking around. So first things first, we're going to hold right click, and we're going to go into face select, and we're just going to pick out these faces that we don't need, holding shift to select multiples, and we're just going to hit delete and get rid of them. Now this leaves a hole in the mesh which we don't want, so we're going to go edge, and I'll show you two tools here. I'll show you two different ways to fix this. One is where you double click the edge loop, and we go up to mesh at the top here, and we just click fill hole. Now this works for a 3-sided hole or a 4-sided hole, but anything more and it'll create an n-gon, which you'll have to fix later. So that tool doesn't keep things in quads or polys or tris. A quad and a poly is the same thing, it's a 4-sided face. Over here we'll show you a different tool where you click a bottom edge and the top edge, or you could click the side edges, any two edges that oppose each other. And we go to this two lines here, these two lines of three faces. It's called the bridge tool. Now if we click this, it creates a bridge between the two and links them. So now that we've sorted that, we're going to want to bring down our poly count throughout the rest of the mesh. So we're going to use a couple tools to do that. The first one's the collapse tool. So if we go to edge and we click this one here and we just click collapse, this little square with a almost orange target in the center, it's going to drop that edge into a vertex point. So if we slowly do this, working our way around the mesh, we can get rid of all of these extra polys by splitting them down. Now at certain points we can't do that because this edge here is necessary to hold the shape on our lock. So we're just going to really carefully work our way around and making sure that we don't pick out edges that we need. And we're just going to start collapsing these in. Sometimes with this you'll collapse an edge and you'll do something weird, but it's okay because you can always just hit Ctrl Z and undo it. But this is a really effective and really quick way to reduce your poly count down in quite a neat fashion with little work involved. See, now there's something funny happened here, where this edge is running right behind this object, so we're just going to undo that. And we'll try doing the other edges instead. We'll try collapsing these. Nope. We'll try collapsing these edges on the front. Now, these three edges we don't actually need, so we could probably do this a little bit better on the front here by deleting some edges out. So if we go to edge select and we click on these, and now if we hold Control and press delete, that will get rid of them. The reason we held Control is because wherever edges meet there's a vertex point. So if we go hold right click and we go vertex, all these little purple dots are vertex points. If you just hit delete when getting rid of edges, it won't get rid of your vertexes as well, it'll just get rid of the edge. It'll leave these vertex points where the edges meet, and that'll keep n-gons in your mesh, which you don't want. So if we go back to edge select and we work our way around, now there's some weird stuff going on here with these edges that we don't really want, so the way we'll sort this out is we'll use the multi-cut tool. And it takes a little bit of work, but we'll click 3 times and hit enter, and we'll create a new little triangle here, and we'll just link this one here to this here. And now we'll get rid of some of these extra edges that we don't need. With Control and Delete. Now we've made some angons there, which we're going to want to fix, but first we're just going to get something symmetrical again. So we created this here, we're going to use W and V, and we're just going to make sure that snaps to the center point over here as a guide. And we're going to use our multi-cut again to just connect up these points to the corners. So what this is doing is, this is now back to a 4-sided shape, and this is back to a 4-sided shape, and then we have tries on the corners, we have 3-sideds. So as we're going, we're just going to do little bits of tidy up along the way to keep things nice and neat. So we'll do the same on this side. We'll make a little triangle here, and we'll run the multi-cut along and hit enter. And now we'll go back to our edges, and we'll just get rid of the unnecessary ones, which is these 3 here and these 3 here. And then we'll do Control and Delete. We'll hold right to click and go into the vertex move. We'll hit W, hold V, and we'll point snap to the center again. And then again we'll just link that up and link that down. Now the front's pretty neat and tidy, but the back is still looking really messy with all these extra faces that we probably don't need. There's probably a much neater way to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep these 2 edges, and we're going to run another one from here to here, and we're going to run another one from here down to here. Now something that happens sometimes when you're doing cleanup is you just need to go back over your work again, because you'll notice an easier way or a neater way. So there's something that's going on funny where that edge is running right along the back there. If we go back into Edge Select, we can delete out almost all of these edges now, as a lot of them are unnecessary. We need that one still. We can delete out all of these, and we can use the corner points to link our hinges to the corners on the box. If we use Control and Delete, and we use Control Delete again, and Control Delete again, we can actually do the same on the front. We can do Control and Delete, Control and Delete. Oh, this isn't going to work. If we use Control Z to undo this. Now this is a trial and error process a lot of the time. So we need to sort it out on the front as well. So we need to run from this corner here to this corner and hit enter. And we need to run from this corner here to this corner here and hit enter. And then the same again, we want to go corner to corner and press enter, and corner to corner and press enter. Now I know that in this video there's a lot going on and there's a lot of edges being changed around, but it's something that is a real practice task. You'll just get better at this with time going by. I still have to really think as I'm going with this stuff, but a lot of the challenge is just in having a bit of foresight on what you're doing. So think 2 steps ahead of what you're away to do. As you make a move, think, how's that going to affect the geometry, and how's that going to change where quads and tries sit. So if we use Control Delete on this and get rid of those extra edges, and then we do the same here, because these top edges aren't linked to anything. So if we click on these and do Control Delete, we can then do the same on the bottom, because they're not linking to anything either. So Control and Delete, and then we can get rid of these two. No, these are still needed because these link to the back here. But we can get rid of these with Control Delete. So now we've got our mesh down to all quads and tries. It's nice and clean, and we've dropped the poly count right down. And I know there was a lot happening there and a lot of edges getting added and deleted, but again, here's the finished version. So if you can even look at this and recreate this just using your multi-cut tool and the collapse tool, then you've got a nice neat mesh now where we can go back to doing more edits on it. There's no n-gons going on, and we've not got extra geometry that we don't need. So we took the polys from over 100 down to 37 in that, which is handy for what we'll do next, because in the next video we're going to smooth off a lot of these edges using the bevel tool. So thank you for this, and I'll catch you in the next video.